In class 11 business studies, we are on chapter number 9 according to NCERT, and that is small business. And in previous class, I explained you about the different types of small business like micro, small, medium. And in each one we have different categories also, like manufacturing and service. For that part, an introductory part of small business, you can see the previous videos. So today we are going to start the problems of small business faced in India. Okay, according to you, what are the problems faced by small business in India? See, nobody wants to remain at small level or at small scale. Everyone wants to go to the large scale business. They all want to do the business on the large scale. So, what are the problems they are facing? So, in my opinion, the main problem which they are facing is is finance. So today we are going to discuss the small businesses problems of a small business which the small businesses are facing in India, or we can say at everywhere. What are the problems according to you? Please, my dear children, please tell me what is your opinion, what are the problems faced by small business, or the what are the problems having by small business. Yes, so we discuss it today. First of all, can you see the screen? Yes. Finance, the main problem which the having by the small business is lack of finance. If they have sources of finance, they will move toward the large scale. Why they are doing the business on small scale? So the main problem is lack of finance, lack of money, even. Yes, you can compare. If the big industrialists go to the bank, they will get easily finance, easily loan. But a small man will go to the bank, they will require lots of paper formalities, guarantee paper, mortgage paper, many things they require. So the main problem is lack of source of finance. See, my dear children, one of the severe problems faced by small-scale industries or small-scale units are non-availability of sufficient finance to carry out its operation. They are always underfinanced. See, as I told you, there are two situations, over-financing and under-financing. But the small businesses will always have underfinancing problem. Underfinancing because they don't have much sources of funds for, as in the previous chapter I told you, own fund and borrowed fund. They have lack of own fund as well as they have lack of borrowed fund. They don't have sufficient funds, sufficient sources. Please note down, yes, problems. So problems, first problem we will discuss of small scale industries or small scale units is finance. Lack of finance, problem of finance, or insufficient, non-availability of sources of finance. Finance are generally own basis or borrowed basis. Small scale, they are doing already on small scale means they have lack of own fund and borrowed fund. It's also difficult to get the borrowed fund from banks. Short term, medium term, long term loans are available, but generally they are not ready to give the loans easily to the small scale businesses because banks are also afraid that the person will return that amount or not. So the lack of finance, they always face this severe problem, okay, on the basis of generation, internal and external. See, internal also they have lack of sources. They are already working on small scale, so they are producing at less quantity. If they are producing at less quantity, they are selling at less quantity, and if they are selling the goods at less quantity, they are producing at less volume. Sales volume is also less. Naturally the profit volume will also be less. So how the internal sources will grow? Okay, so own sources are less. Now come to the borrowed sources, where various borrowed sources are there, external sources are there, banks, shares, debentures. So shares, issue of shares is very difficult for small business because as I told you, there is some limit and lots of paper formalities to issue the shares, take the permission from SEBI and stock exchange. It's very difficult for the small business to go to the share market and issue of shares. Yes, and debentures, creditors, that is also difficult for them. No one will buy their debentures. So the ultimate source remains bank. They approach to bank, but banks are not ready to give. So they based on landlords, zamindars, sahukas, but that is they also charge high rate of interest. So that is the problem always, and this problem is the main problem. See, the sources of finance and money is the major problem for small business because money solves the various problems and no one wants to work on small scale. So that is the problem. Finance, lack of sources of finance, lack of finance. Now next, raw material. Yes, lack of raw material. If they don't have sufficient amount of raw material, how they will convert it into finished goods? That's why the level of production is less. If the production is less, the volume of sales is also less. And if the sales is less, how they can earn huge profits? And see, in the common scenario, you can see, generally the raw material purchased by the big industrials in bulk from the producers or from the farmers. So the small businesses, they don't have sufficient funds to pay in advance. They don't have finance to buy the goods in bulk quantity. So generally the farmers and producers sell the goods to big industries. So if the whole bulk or whole goods purchased by the big industrialist and large scale businessman, then there is lack of raw material for small businesses, and generally the raw material which remains will be of poor quality. That's why they are unable to produce goods in large quantity in better quality. So quantity and quality both are not as according to the big industries. That is the problem. Okay. See, I am giving you. Okay, I am giving you one example. Like one farmer is producing tomato. One company is very big for making tomato sauce and giving advertisement, and they are working on large scale. They have sources of funds, finance sources they have in a huge amount. And one company is local company who is making sauce at very small level, at generally at small scale. Now the problem is what the problem according to you that will arise. The big company approach to the farmer and buy the tomatoes in bulk quantity and store and make the immediate cash payment. The farmer will also be happy to supply to that big industrialist. Now, the small businessman who is local, if he approaches to the farmers, he has lack of funds. He says, I am not ready to pay you now. So the farmer and the producer will also not be ready to give them raw material. So the next problem is raw material. If they don't have raw material, how they will convert it into finished goods? That's the problem. Raw material. Sufficient quantity and better quality will not be available to the small businesses because the big industrialists purchase the raw material in bulk. See, availability and procurement of raw material is another major problem faced by the SSIs. Their bargaining power is relatively low due to the small quantity of purchases. They don't have bargaining capacity as they have small quantity. Now managerial skills, third point, managerial skills. Yes, who are capable to appoint professional management, professionally qualified staff? Those who have funds. Small businesses don't have funds, how they can appoint the better qualified staff and professionally qualified staff because they don't have finance, how they will pay the salary to them? So they have lacking of managerial skills. Managerial skills. Now I am telling you, okay, please give your opinion. If you have done MBA from IIM Ahmedabad and a big industrialist or many, there are many companies are coming for placements and they are giving opportunities at very high payment scale. You are professionally qualified, where will you go? To that high salary package to the big industrialist or at a very less salary to the small business? Yes, everyone wants highest earnings, higher profits. So you will choose big industrialist. Yes, large scale industrialist because they are capable to pay the salary and higher packages. So that's the problem. The best qualified, cream, professionally qualified people are get appointed by the big industrialists, and the small industrialists don't have facilities to get the better management skilled people. And generally small scale business is operated by one or the family members. It's not compulsory that all are qualified and have managerial skills. So SSIs are generally promoted and operated by a single person who may not possess the managerial skills required to run the business. They are also not in a position to afford professionally qualified managers. That's the point. They are not financially strong to pay the huge salary to their staff. Already they are working on small scale. Next, labor. Labor means workers. Qualified, trained, expert workers get the job by the large scale industrialists. So, generally the small scale business face the problem of labor means workers also. That's why productivity per employee is relatively low. Productivity is low as well as employee turnover. Here turnover means coming, going, leaving, joining is generally high due to low remuneration. It also faces lack of specialization. See, those who are specialized, perfect in their work, qualified, skilled, trained, they will get better job in big industries. They will not join small industries. So, and employee turnover will be high because they will always search the better opportunities. Whenever they will get the higher salaries option, they will move immediately. That's the problem. The workers are not permanent here. They move, come and join, come and join. Then next is, that's why marketing, see, marketing means selling, attracting customers. Marketing is a very wide term. So marketing, the small scale businesses are also not good in marketing their products, in advertising, in selling, and generally the middlemen exploit them. So their marketing skills also they don't have. Then quality. Yes, that is also a major problem of a small business. Many small businesses don't follow the desired standard of quality due to shortage of finance and research. They don't do research and development work. They don't follow the quality control measures. That is also a problem of a small business. Yes. See, if you buy the ice cream of big companies, Nature's ice cream or Amul's or Quality's ice cream, you will get every ingredient, date of manufacturing, date of expire, and everything they have written on the product as a labeling. But when you will buy the ice cream of local maker who is on doing work on small scale, they will not give you the complete detail of the product. Generally, the quality is less. They don't follow the norms, standards. They don't give the expiry date, manufacturing date on the product. So generally, as you know, they have lack of finance. It means lack of resources they have. How they can give the complete detail and complete follow the norms and rules set by the Indian government. Yes. Then next is capacity utilization. Many of the small scale industries are operating below full capacity. Below full capacity means they have capacity to produce, but they are unable to increase the sales volume. As I just told you, they don't have managerial skills, they don't have marketing skills, and see, many people are not ready to buy those products who are not standard, those who are not following the norms or quality standards. That's why the problem they are, generally their operating cost is high, and that's why they close the business also. Now technology. Technology, we can get the technology with the sources of finance only. If we have sufficient sources of finance, we can use the sophisticated advanced technological machines. But small businesses already they are having lack of finance, lack of managerial skills, lack of marketing skills. Naturally, they are following outdated technology. That's why their productivity is less, and generally they use old outdated methods of production, and that's the reason low productivity means low sales volume, low sales volume means low profit. Yes, okay, I am giving you the example, listen carefully. McDonald's, you know about McDonald's. McDonald's also producing burgers, and one that corner one is also making at a very shop, a small shop, movable shop, also making burger. Okay. Who is using advanced technology? Good. McDonald's. Okay. because this thela wala bhaiya is unable to afford it. That's the reason. He is working on small scale, they are working, McDonald's is working on large scale. They are able to afford to install high, modernized, sophisticated, advanced technological method of production. That's the reason. So technology we can use, technology we can get with the sources of finance, and if we are having lack of finance, we are unable to get the better quality of raw material. We don't have managerial skills, we don't have marketing skills, we are unable to produce according to the norms and quality standards. That's why the reason of low productivity. The next is sickness. Sickness means unable to survive of the small business. Yes, my dear children, due to many internal and external problems, most of the small scale industries are in the edge of sickness. They will close down their business. Due to COVID pandemic, you can also see large scale industries are working properly as they have sources of funds, they have reserves, they diversify their activities, but small businesses, it's difficult for them to survive. That is known as sickness. Survive, how we can say survive is difficult for them because they have lack of sources of finance, and if they have taken loans from the bank, it's difficult for them to repay the loan, as well as it's difficult for them to pay the interest on it. Okay? Internal problem are various internal problems like lack of shortage of raw material, lack of marketing skills, quality is not appropriate. Okay, workers are not ready to work, managerial skills not there, marketing skills they don't know, they are unable to produce in large quantity. That's their internal problem. And then what are the external problems? See, external problems means customers. Many times customers are not ready to buy the products which are produced by small scale industries. Main reason is customer. Okay, I am giving you one more example as you want to know. If you want to buy a pair of shoes, generally you will prefer branded products. Various brands are there in the shoes. You will buy those brands because they are giving more advertisements. They are, according to you, they are giving better quality. Status symbol is there, and according to that is high price means high quality. So, okay, if you want to buy shoes, yes, I'm sure you will go to buy the products of brands. You will not buy the shoes of roadside maker. That's the reason. These roadside shoemakers are doing on small scale. People, customers are not ready to buy it because these roadside products are not the status symbol, and according to few customers that are not giving quality assurance, and they don't have marketing skills, they don't have giving advertisements. So generally we buy the products which we have in mind but through advertisements. And external problems means government policy, market condition, okay? So various sickness are there. Now last is global competition. Most of the small scale industries face competition not only from large scale industries but also from multinational companies. Just now I gave you the example of shoes. Multinational companies have head office in one country but branches in all over the part of the country. If your dad offers you to buy a cell phone, you will always try to buy the cell phone of Apple or the big Samsung and etc. We will not ready to buy the products of the local manufacturers. That's the problem, because in our opinion, these multinational companies are giving better features, better quality, advanced technology. Is it true? And they have better sources of finance, they have better managerial skills, they have better marketing skills. So the small businesses are unable to face the competition. And it's difficult for them to survive in the market because the multinational companies and large scale industries are giving the products with the better advertisement, with the good attractive packaging, so customers attract easily. So today we discuss problems of small business. Major problem is finance, raw material they don't have, managerial skills generally they don't have, labor they don't get of good qualitative or skilled, marketing skills they don't have, they are not providing quality according to the multinational companies, they are doing work on outdated way and they are unable to face the competition. They are unable to face the competition by the multinational companies, by the large scale companies. That's the problem generally they have. So I am sure you will be able to understand problems of a small business.